most out of people. And a lot of people say there is a book inside everyone. And I truly believe that's true. However, where I come from my business perspective, there's a business in everyone. Now, I'm not saying there's the new Unilever, the new Philips in everyone, just like there is not necessarily the new Dan Brown in everyone. You might not necessarily become a top seller, but there is something in you that can drive you forward, that you can take lessons from. What inspires me every single day is to get out of bed and know that I can empower people with the skills, the knowledge, and the measurements so they can fulfill their true potential and dreams. They can do what they need to do, what they're here for in this lifetime. And that's not easy. I mean, you need to do it in a different way, because there are so many different grey suits out there. Just today, walking down with the roadblock up at Moorgate, being forced to walk down the pavement in front of the colleagues, so to say, of Smith and Williamson. And I just stood there for 2 minutes, just looking at the turning door, the revolving door, and the amount of grey suits and little suitcases being dragged. And I thought, okay, forget about the suits, forget about the little suitcases, because all the audit files they're dragging along and whatever they're doing. Let's have a look at the faces. And I couldn't really see one face, and in those 2 minutes, I mean, it was just before office hour, there's probably at least 50 people. And these are not the partners, the ones on the big fees, these are the guys that do the work. And none of them seem to have a little, you know that Tony Stark, the little thingy that burns inside of him, that keeps him alive? Nothing seems to have that inner power. Not even if you looked in their eyes. There was nothing that sort of like portals to the heart. Nothing. And I was like, that gets me up. Because I know I've got it. And I didn't get it because it's for me to keep. It's for me to share. And to be able to do that, it's something that I've been given, I treasure dearly, and yes, I've had the odds against me. I'm not a chartered accountant. Yeah, that ticks off half the list, because half the people say, we only deal with people that are chartered. Okay, that's friends looking after each other, cool. Looking at other people in the world that had the odds against them, Lewis Hamilton broke pretty much half of the records that he set in his career without actually having a driving license. Steve Jobs didn't finish uni. Mark Zuckerberg didn't finish uni. But can we really say that these people have failed in life or are failing in life? Not necessarily. Have I had my challenges? Whirlwind story. 2 years ago, founded my company, moved away from professional contracting to wanting to actually do something for the entrepreneurial world. Let's transform this contracting world, being your own boss. Let's turn it into being the person that you want to be and empower the entrepreneurs. So change it around into a practice format. Funny enough, the woman that I thought was the woman of my life, who inspired me to become my own boss, changed the lock on the front door with my 2 kids behind it. Out. Yeah, that plays with your mind. After a week of rough sleeping, a friend of mine said, you know what, come and stay a couple of weeks with mine. So officially been Sofa surfing for good old 9 months. Give it a couple of days, but a year ago I got off the street because sofa surfing is still classed as being on the street. In the meantime, turned my life around a bit. Got some good clients, working on some fantastic startups, some fantastic ideas. And more, apart from the 2 kids that I already had, I've now got a 4-month-old boy. And just yesterday I gave notice of marriage, because I'm getting married with them. My dream is not just a bit of wood, a few dead leaves on the bottom, because there are few. It's the bit behind the horizon. And yes, there is a few trees that are standing in your way. And I'm not encouraging you to chop them down. Listen to every single rustling leaf, because they've got stories to tell. Weave through the woods. And everybody takes a different route. But take that journey. My utter dream is not just to have an incubator and accelerator scheme that is being run by the big ones, that is run almost to be able to respond to their board of directors and to their shareholders, and let's put it under a CSR scheme because we need to look after other people and we can claim tax benefits out of it. Yes, that's very important. I won't tell you not. However, it's the people that have started successful businesses that can go on to teach other people to be successful in their business. It's the oldest fashioned model of apprentice and master. Why have we not learned from it? Why have we gone for the big blue chip way of living? Why can we as entrepreneurs not adopt that and use it? Yes, I know it sounds all hippie. I'm not from Amsterdam. I'm not smoking. But trust me, in my belief, it is the way forward. It's the way how we can solve a heck of a lot of problems. For me, I've got one question for you. It's not a very long one. I've got no fancy quotes going around it. But are you living big enough?